What is every survivor's best ability? Commando. Phase Blast. Deals 8 times 200% extra damage, and while one might think that it's his primary does do well with proccing items, but Phase Blast does just as good, as well as it provides that necessary damage that Commando lacks. Huntress. Ballista. Teleport backwards into the sky, fire upwards of 3 energy bolts, dealing 3 times 900% extra damage. It's a great band procker. It's the only single target damage that Huntress really has. Her primary does not do enough damage, nor does it attack fast enough to really make that a viable option. Bandit. Desperado. Hands down one of the best attacks in the game. It can stack infinite amount of times, and it does 10% more damage per kill with Desperado. Now, one important thing to note is that if you have like Fireband or Iceband and you kill using Desperado, but the enemy only dies because of the Iceband or Fireband, Desperado does not gain extra damage. MUL-T. Here I'm gonna go with Auto Nail Gun. Now, you could do Rebar Puncher, but I feel like Auto Nail Gun is really the attack that MUL-T has. MUL-T is really just dependent on your playstyle, and honestly, there is no wrong answer for this except for Scrap Launcher and Power Saw. Sorry. Engineer turrets, in particular the TR-12 Gauss turret, like the one that stands still. It's better at surviving. It's better at, like, you know, they'll actually like be where you want them to be, rather than the ones that move, and sometimes they can really just run into enemies and they will just die. And the range sucks. Artificer. Ion Surge. Combine this with her jetpack that makes her hover. This is a great tool to get out of danger or stay out of danger. Like, you can literally use this and just hover above the sky. I recently have been playing 100-player difficulty, and Artificer, not Rex, has been the most used character, solely because of Ion Surge. Mercenary. Here I'm going to go with his primary. Now, most of the time I do not go with the primary. However, with Mercenary, you have Expose, which can proc bands, it's agile, and it does a decent amount of damage. You can use it while using your special or utility or even secondary, and it just maintains that slice. It's very good for replenishing your skills, and it's just a very good damage tool altogether. Rex. Seed Barrage. Now, I could go with his alt utility, however, Seed Barrage makes his primary way better because it resets interval at which the primary goes off, and really, Seed Barrage is his primary. Loader. Thunder Gauntlet. You could go with Charge Gauntlet, but that's not really my playstyle. I tend to like not really have to think while I'm playing Loader, because other than movement, it plays itself. So Thunder Gauntlet plays heavily into that. Acrid, I'm not counting his poison, even though that would obviously be it. However, his best ability, I would say, is Epidemic. This is the main way you're going to deal poison, blight if you're a masochist. It deals just a little bit of damage, just 100, but that's enough to kill enemies that have been affected by poison. Captain. I'm gonna go with Vulcan Shotgun. You could make an argument for his alt utility, but primary it's one of the best, if not the best primary. There is a way to cheese it, and even without the cheese, is a very strong attack. Railgunner. Obviously, it's their secondary. You can do 100% damage normally. Now, that's a ridiculous amount of damage. However, if you get the weak spot, that's a double damage. Alright, now it's 2000%. That's better than all 3 of Huntress's ballista shots. However, if you hit the sweet spot, doubles damage again, dealing 4000% damage. It is insanely powerful, and honestly should be debuffed in all fairness. Void Fiend. Void Fiend, it's a very difficult really choice because he does have 2 forms. However, I believe the best ability is actually in his normal kit. I would say his Flood could go with his primary. However, the secondary helps with this primary by resetting its interval of its shots, and it deals a ridiculous amount of damage. Seriously, 600% damage not charged and 1100% damage fully charged. However, compare that to Railgunner, and then you've got sort of, it's unfair. Railgunner is just really, it's too good. However, that's my list.